watching out for you. This is Storm Team 8.
Well, good afternoon to you, West Michigan. We are definitely looking at a very warm stretch of weather here. It's almost hard to believe when you step outside. It really is only the middle of May, and the big story here is that our record warmth continues. Now, we do have a chance of a few isolated showers and thunderstorms over the next couple of days, including this afternoon, but it really looks like the majority of that activity will pop up off to the east, north, and south of most of our viewing area, and most of the rest of the time will be dry for us, and that'll continue here right through the weekend into early next week. The pattern just has become more unstable in the atmosphere as that warm, moisture-laden air continues to flow in out of the Gulf of Mexico. As we check it out for you here on Storm Track Live Radar, you can see some showers and thunderstorms off to the east. In fact, even a severe thunderstorm warning earlier, about an hour ago, just outside of the Detroit area. So it just kind of gives you an idea as to the dynamics associated with a few of those thunderstorms that are indeed popping up. I want to show you the national view. Why is it that this time of the year we've got so much really warm air building in across the central and eastern United States? And it's actually because of what's going on all the way across the western United States. Big storm track really bringing a lot of moisture and energy onshore out west. And as that happens, we get a lot of really warm air that surges into the central plain states, and that warm air pushes in our direction. So we are looking at that warm and sunny weather for the most part here in West Michigan. And in terms of severe weather, as we check out conditions here for the rest of this afternoon, the best dynamics regionally for severe weather will be well off to our east and down to our south, and that will include the Detroit area to around Jackson into Ann Arbor. But again, that is across the eastern side of our state for today. Current temperatures readings for the most part in the high 60s to low 70s. Our record high for today is at 75, and we really have a pretty good shot of seeing that new record high written across the area. Here you see the 24-hour forecast, and as we put the weather in motion for you, you can see again from around Battle Creek over toward the Jackson and Ann Arbor areas, chance of a few thunderstorms popping this afternoon, and then also some of those possibly developing off to our north as well. As we look at the rest of the region, I think skies become partly cloudy early this evening, and that will allow us, as winds drop off tonight, to see some patchy dense fog form here early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow could be a rather murky start to the day. I think most of tomorrow will be dry with a little more sunshine across the region. Temperatures back in the low to mid 70s, and the rest of that Storm Team 8-day forecast, we may just continue to write and rewrite the record books here in West Michigan right through the weekend and into the early part of next week. In fact, early next week, there are a couple of computer models that indicate that we could be up to around or maybe even a touch above 80 degrees all over again. You know, Brett, we were talking earlier this morning, prior to yesterday, the earliest we had ever hit since we started keeping track of such things back in the 1880s, the earliest we'd hit 80 degrees was March 22nd. And yesterday was only the 14th. So, I mean, it really underscores just how warm this air mass is and how warm it continues to be.
Yeah, it's really kind of shocking. I mean, you told us it was going to come in this way. It's exactly the way you basically described it, but until you actually experience it, it's really hard to believe when you walk outside and you're like, this is March.
I know, it is really amazing. And of course, the air conditioner is on overdrive, so I'm sitting in there shivering. Look like it's 25 degrees outside, because that's how cold it is in my office.
All right, thank you, Terry.